Welcome to the Valedictory function of Toycathon 2021. Over the past few days, we have been a part of the digital edition of designing toys using eco-friendly, indigenous, non-toxic recycled materials to cater among others. This is for specially abled children and senior citizens who need to work on their motor skills. Toycathon is a process of rediscovering traditional Indian toys which can aid in teaching difficult concepts in math, science, and Indian languages. It is indeed an honor and pride for our institution to have been chosen as one of the nodal centers for this mega event. Toycathon 2021 has been a roaring success, and I now request our Vice Principal, Dr. Brinda M., to give a report of the happenings of the Nodal Center, MVJ College of Engineering, during the Toycathon event from 22nd to 24th June 2021.
Good evening. Toycathon 2021 is an initiative organized by Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell, supported by All India Council for Technical Education, Ministry of Women and Child Development, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Ministry of MSME, Ministry of Textiles, and Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. The participants in Toycathon were encouraged to design toys using eco-friendly, indigenous, non-toxic recycled materials that can be used and enjoyed by children, including the specially abled ones and also by the senior citizens whose motor skills need to be toned up. Toycathon is a process of rediscovering traditional Indian toys. These toys can aid in pedagogy also, as they can be used to teach difficult concepts in math, sciences, and Indian languages. MVJC has been selected as one of the nodal centers for this event. On 22nd June 2021, Toycathon was inaugurated at MVJC by Padma Bhushan Dr. B.N. Suresh, Chancellor IISc Trivandrum, followed by national inauguration by the Innovation Cell of the Ministry of Education. At the national inauguration, Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe, AICTE Chairman, Sri Upendra Prasad Singh, Secretary, Ministry of Textiles, Sri Amit Kare, Secretary, Higher Education, and Sri Sanjay Yotre, Ministry of State for Communications, addressed all the participants. The chief guest for this occasion was Srimati Smriti Irani, Honorable Minister of Textiles and Minister for Women and Child Development. Around 1,32,969 participants registered for Toycathon 2021. 17,770 ideas were received and 2,471 teams were part of the grand finale. The toys and games were designed to build social values and character in children, enhance their emotional intelligence, develop sequential thinking and problem-solving skills, inculcate empathy for every form of life, and even sensitize children on child abuse. The Innovation Cell of the Ministry of Education had arranged a session on topics like how the elements need to be designed, how the elements need to be selected to design a toy, how to choose the proper material, design thinking for a toy, etc. In the forenoon session of the first day, the panel of experts mentored all the teams and provided valuable suggestions on the ideas and prototypes developed by the teams. This was followed by evaluation session in the afternoon. This continued on the second day too. At our Nodal Center, 11 teams participated in the Toycathon and had developed many interesting board games. A card game to learn Sanskrit, board games for kids to learn about good nutrient foods and junk foods, games to teach good behavior, how to balance chemical reactions, the difference between acute and obtuse angles, and how to read time in a clock, to name a few. Some participants designed a kit containing multiple games. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji interacted with some teams through the nodal centers on 24th June 2021 at 11 a.m. 280 teams were selected to the final power judging round based on the evaluation on the first and second days. 4 teams which participated at our nodal center were selected for the final power judging round. Inspire Mind, Satwa, and Kavade from track 3 and team Darogar from track 2. The jury panel evaluated all the teams on the third day from 5 p.m. onwards. The winners were announced on 25th June 2021 at around 11:15 p.m. by the Innovation Cell of the Ministry of Education. There are two winners from our Nodal Center among the 117 winners across India. Team Satwa represented by Mr. Neelakantan in track 3 and Team Darwin represented by Mr. Akarshan Agarwal in track 2. Congratulations. Team Satwa developed a Sanskrit card game to learn Sanskrit. This 30-minute game has 5,000 plus combos and 1 to 4 players can play this. Team Darwin designed a board game portraying the endeavors of Lord Rama to retrieve Sita Devi from Lanka. Congratulations to all the participants and winners of Toycathon 2021. I would like to take this opportunity to thank AICTE and Innovation Cell of Ministry of Education to have selected our college as one of the nodal centers to host Toycathon 2021 and enabling us to be a part of this memorable event. Thank you.
Thank you for enlightening us on all that has happened in the Toycathon event during these 3 days, ma'am. May I now request Principal of MVJ College of Engineering, Dr. P. Mahabaleshwarappa, to introduce our chief guest for this valedictory function, Professor B. N. Raghunandan.
Thank you. Now I am very happy to present the brief profile of our Honorable Chief Guest of the August occasion, Dr. B. N. Raghunandan sir. Professor Raghunandan sir has graduated from the Indian Institute of Technology, Mumbai, in aeronautical engineering during the year 1971 and obtained his doctorate from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, during the year 1976. As a specialist in the area of the aerospace, propulsion, and combustion, sir has served as the faculty of the Department of the Aerospace Engineering in IISc for 38 years. Sir has mentored more than 80 students at graduate level and has published more than 250 articles in international journals and various conferences. Among the important academic positions he has held are Dean Faculty of Engineering, Chairman, Division of Earth and Environmental Sciences, Chairman, Department of Aerospace Engineering, and Chairman, Center for Application of Science and Technology to Rural Areas, Convener, Space Technology Cell, all at the level of Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. He was a visiting scientist in a few universities in UK, including Imperial College London, an international scholar and visiting professor in Hosei University, Tokyo, Japan, and has widely traveled on academic missions and for technical lectures. He has received Servo, DRDO, DST, CSIR, and many academic institutions. He is currently an advisor to the director and piloting the development of second campus of the Indian Institute of Science. We are very honored to have you, sir, on this occasion, August occasion. Once again, I welcome our honorable chief guest of the occasion, Dr. B. N. Raghunandan, sir. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
And visible too, right?
True, sir. True.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Principal and Vice Principal of MVJ College of Engineering, the several coordinators and the people who have been working on this hackathon, and importantly, the participants and the judges, whom I have put in a lot of hard work in the last few days. I'm very happy that this is being initiated in the country first of all, because this is something that was missing in the country for a long time. Ties from our country should become some sort of a messengers from our culture, and it should also be a business model. I always remember every time I traveled, I used to bring some toys, and that's something. It is intellectually stimulating. You watch something, you enjoy it. It's that is being held this year and now is it says something about the innovative mood of the country at this point of time, and I'm sure that it's going to lead to something very drastic. Now I was trying to find out what qualifies to be a toy. There are a large number of things we come across. Toys. Finally, dictionary meaning apart, which I do not fully agree, I think they should be just, we can look at them as amusing objects or curios, trying to give us some experience through our senses, which is important. You could say that, there could be an object. You can imagine a stuffed dog or a simple plastic replica of a dog or a stuffed dog. Then you can add movements to its eyes. You can add some sounds. You can make it move. That there's a whole lot of them, and actually at each level, it's somewhat even for the grown-ups, it is quite amusing to watch many of these toys. I must say that the innovation is a key point. Key point of that we have had in the past, like Chennapatna toys, they have not been very popular because there's not much of innovation took place over years. So innovation is the key point. As I said, it should be very stimulating. They should be technically and technologically sound. I think that's something for the modern age we cannot miss. I have been looking at toys for a long time. As I said, I am myself a fan, although I haven't grown up. Modern day is very different. You have many things have happened from my childhood days to today. I think that first of all, I think you've got the electronics, which came into picture in a big way. You have robotics, you have remote control, you have new safe materials, and now you have the digital modes. And so many things have happened. That means they can give you a lot more experience, lot more innovativeness in the type of things that we do. And that's what I think is going to decide whether it will succeed as a business model in the days to come. There is, of course, the fact that we have a wider dissemination. Digital more particularly as you've seen that internet, whatever you try to put games, they will be disseminated worldwide. That demands that you put in a lot of intelligence to what type of toys you generate. India had a tradition of toys. I must say, not just there was a little interruption here. Yes. I was talking about the fact the Indian traditions. I said there have been many. There have been large number of things. In fact, I look at puppetry. Puppets. So they're just wonderful. I think they're toys. They're toys. What differs toys is in puppets you try to give movement to the toys. So that makes it far more attractive. Another thing that comes to my mind is actually a story. I must share this. You have all heard about this story in what you call the Syamantakamani, right? Which is what was giving tons of gold to the king, and then Sri Krishna goes, he was accused of stealing it, and he goes, and finally, the last bit of the story, as you would know, is in the cave. Jambavan will be having that particular diamond or the money in the as a toy to the baby in the cradle. That is something very interesting. Now, I must say this. Jambavan was known to be a very wise man. He knew the value of that, but he would rather use it as a toy to the child than try to seek wealth out of it. So it is actually in toys. We're not looking for returns. It's not an investment. It is pure fun. It is enjoyment in its the very pristine manner. I think that's what the toys should be. Another idea that, another toy that comes to mind, should we consider chess a toy? Chess game, Chaturanga. It's a board game. It's a board game played in both physically and today, of course, you can get large number of games on the internet, on the just, and it's a worldwide. It's one of the most successful intellectual game that you can think of. It is, as you know, it's a sport of extreme importance in the world, and it does well too. So it is important that a chess game, I would say, is one of the first toys, major toys of India, which have gone around and actually amused large number of people. In some sense, toys can be a beginning of something far more useful item in real life. I look at this. I'm an aerospace man. I look at fire arrows toys, like the Diwali toy, firecrackers. But then they gave rise to rockets later, which is a modern important device and a vehicle. You look at catapults, started with smaller things, but they are still being used in a bigger way to launch some of the aerial vehicles, gliders, and so on. You look at ornithopters. I'm compelled to say that Leonardo da Vinci, one of the very first, what you say is a virtual toy maker. He prepared, the large number of drawings, which included what you call the helical air screw or ornithopter. Helical air screw of Leonardo da Vinci would have been a virtual toy, which has become today helicopters. You look at, he actually prepared the drawings for all the flying birds. Today, ornithopter is another area of aeronautical interest. So many things of the past, ideas. So Da Vinci did not make them, did not realize them as products, but he had prepared a complete drawings of how it could be made. So they're actually extremely important input for any digital, toys that people might think of. So actually, toys can be the beginning of science fiction too. You start with that and then you realize something far more important in the days to come. I have, although I used to get toys from my children, I think toys have interested me as much. Some of the toys I can recollect which are very challenging or very interesting. Rubik's Cube. I don't know. I think a large number of people have owned it. It must have been a big business success in the world. Rubik's Cube is one. It's so very interesting. The mechanism inside is so very complex. So much of innovation has gone into it to make a toy. And that's the type of toy we need to really take it to all over the world. When I talked of flying bird, I must recall one little experience, if you permit me. A time when we were near the Eiffel Tower in France, 5 of us, we saw a flying, flapping bird made of plastic, which had rubber as used as for the tension. You just wind it up and you leave it, it would fly flapping its wings. It's an extremely interesting toy that all of us bought 2, right? 2 each, and brought them to India. And not only did I show it to my children, But I took it to Kapan Park to show it to all the children on a Sunday morning when they would gather in, so that they would also enjoy that. I think that's the type of toy I am looking at, something that will be extremely interesting. Another thing I want to show, I don't know whether you'll be able to see this. Can you see this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is a magnetic levitation item. Okay, a toy. There's a magnet here, and if I can fit here, it levitates. It's in air. There's no physical support at the bottom. So it's a magnetic levitation, a toy that is made. I have not stopped showing it to any guest to my house. So they have to see this compulsively. This is something so very nice. I've been keeping it for the last 25 years. It's such a wonderful device that they have made, a toy of this nature. I think that this is what I talk of, a great stimulating type of device. Another item that comes to my mind, which all of you must have seen, and you have developed, the motorboat. You just light a small lamp, you light it, there's a flame there, and then with that it moves. It's a great device. Motorboat is with that. When I talk of excellent, with that you have this great. Somebody has the motorboat, and you light it, and then it moves around. There's a lot of heat transfer, thermodynamics, jet propulsion all involved in that. So I think it's something that I'm sure it's very amusing and very entertaining to people of all age that it has been done. So these are the things which have attracted generations and generations. The toys can remain toys. Children grow up and they fly away from the house. They're settled somewhere, but the old parents keep the toys with themselves and then amuse themselves with all these things. I must say that, I don't want to take too much of time. Indians, you are now looking for innovative. Indians have the innovative mind. As I say, ideas are important. I do hope AICTE, the host institution, the ministries that are involved will take it seriously to take these new ideas and to realize products and make them business models. And I also think it is very important that whatever innovative ideas that we have generated in this competition, good ones must be patented. I think it's important that it's patented and taken forward. After all, I think thousands of students and others have worked on it and have come out with very successful ideas. They should be patented and used. Today the number of people who can buy toys is very, very large, unlike our times. Today, I think this is far more affordable. Digital ones, everybody can take it. So I think it's a huge business around that. You can imagine that a tie you prepare are the two winners that we have. One on Sanskrit learning, and the other one is the Ramayana, the final phase of Ramayana. Very good. These are things. Imagine the pleasure you're going to give millions of kids if they are brought out. And that is the greatest reward. You will win some prize now, all right, but then that's more, I think, is a greater reward that a large number of children and others will really get the pleasure in their lives by looking at all this. And that's the greatest reward. And that should be, of course, is true for all those who did not really get the prize in this martial district, but they have the idea. They can really bring it up. I would say that you should make it. I have found one thing. Children will, with the young age, would like to look at toys. If a few other kids have the toy, they also would like to own. So there is a community behavior of this. I think that is the one which will move it into a large number of products. So we should exploit it in the. I'm very, very happy that such a competition is being held nationwide. And I must also congratulate the MVJ College of Engineering for being selected as one of the the Nodal Centers for organizing this. And it must, I said, all of you have worked hard. I must congratulate the two people who have been selected for the nationwide. As I said, I forgot the names, which Dr. Buddha mentioned with the two, this one. But I must say, all the people who have done and got shortlisted, you have all done very well. It's not very easy to get shortlisted in the huge competition that we have in India. I think so. All us, in some sense, all of you, all of those who participated in the event, they deserve congratulations from us. So finally, I must say thank you very much for asking me to come to this particular event. I actually started thinking of toys even more these days. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for some wonderful insights that you backed up with some great examples from your real life. May I now call upon Mr. Neelakantan from Team Satwa, who is also a winner of Toycathon 2021, to share his feedback and experience of this mega event.
How much time can I speak? 1 minute, 2 minutes? How much time do I have?
You can speak for 5 minutes.
Take no issues.
Okay, no, I don't intend to speak for long, but so I think I just wanted to resonate with what Professor Raghunandan shared. A couple of things that really resonated was one, of course, your illustrious background, sir. But what I really resonated was the fact that you bought toys from abroad whenever you traveled, and that is exactly how I was inspired to look at board games and say, why can't we create games like this in India? And this boat which I showed you is a boat which I have actually made. You can make it on the internet. How do you make a putt board? And a lot of things that you said about toys resonate with me. The only differentiator is that I look at toys, not at toys, but as games. And the exact question which you asked is what I asked myself as I put together the Sanskrit game, where we said, why do we have to learn Sanskrit using tables and memorize grammar? Why can't we do it in an easier way? And that is what got us to create the game called Dev Bhasha. So thank you so much. I think that the part of what you said resonated, and that's what I wanted to share. And I fully agree with you that in India there is so much potential for toys that is underutilized. There is so much we can innovate. So absolutely spot on with that, and really thanks a lot for sharing that. I think as a couple of other things which I would like to share, I think was the way that MVJ organized this entire event. I think they did a fantastic job in putting together WhatsApp groups, coordinating, ensuring that teams are ready and aligned to make the presentation. So overall, I thought it was very, very well coordinated and executed, and I think while there was a lot of anxiety on the participant side trying to figure out what is going to happen next and what is the update, I think the team did a really good job. Specifically, Ms. Brinda, the vice principal, did a very good job of ensuring that we know what is going to come next. So thank you so much for organizing this and making it a memorable session for all of us. It's our inaugural session, and actually, if you are okay, I want to just share my screen for a moment. Just one moment. I promise I won't take a lot of time. So here is what our game idea looks like, and because everybody wasn't there for the presentation, I just want to show you a glimpse of this. So what we have attempted to do, Professor and the rest of you, is we have attempted to bring gamification into the language. So this is a metro map. Any player has to start from the star and go to the verb through different routes. Every route is an actual grammar construct in Sanskrit. That is what we have done. So there is a people card. This is what a subject card looks like. This is what an object card looks like. And this is what a verb card looks like. So if you were to make a simple sentence, and you can watch the animation, subject, object, and verb. And if you had to create a similar, if you were to map it across the cards, you have a subject, mata, you have an object, phalam, and you have a verb, pachati. Now, obviously, you might think, why can't the player make other combinations? All other combinations are logical errors because the mother cannot cook a boat, the mother cannot graze a boat, the mother cannot use a boat to graze. It's a combination, but the cards and the students so take care of it. So it's easy for a person to learn the language without having to memorize tables, because without this is the way you would be learning the language, by looking at a bunch of tables and it is difficult for most people. So yeah, this was and it took me a while took the team a while to actually get this right. And as Dr. Raghunandan said, yes, we looked at a lot of international games and we said, why can't we create something like this in India? So thank you so much for the opportunity. And yes, we are extremely thrilled that we made it to the final winner list of Toycathon. Thank you so much. On behalf of Team Satwa, I thank every single one of you for this.
Congrats.
Thank you, sir. We now have another winner of Toycathon 2021, Mr. Akarshan from Team Darwin. May I invite him to share his views and experience of being part of this event?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for your great words. I'm starting, yeah. Wait a minute. It was mere coincidence that I found a random advertisement of the Toycathon 2021 event, wherein I was provided ample opportunity to explore my capabilities in building a game from the scratch. From thinking an idea, discussing with it my group members, to finally executing it into a form of Rama Yuga, as I have named it. It's been an incredible journey of ups and downs, and moderators from the Nodal Centers have been like a resting points to this endless road. From their constant guiding, motivating us to push our limits and perform better. They have been a source of inspiration to the participants. Personally, because of the persistent support from Dr. Vrinda ma'am, Vice Principal of the MVJ College of Engineering, Bangalore, I am standing in this place speaking few words in front of you all about my game and my entire experience about the Toycathon event. Under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan initiated by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, Toycathon 2021 is conceived to challenge India's innovative mind to conceptualize novel toy and game based on the Bharatiya civilization, history, culture, and ethos. Honestly, when I first saw the website of this event, I was confused a little bit whether to register it in or not. And even after registering in it, I was in a constant dilemma of what will be the procedures, requirements, do's and don'ts of the entire competition. But after the moderators were allotted, all these worries just vanished away because of the constant reminders in WhatsApp and calls from my mentor. The Nodal Center has been mine and my group members helping hand, and I would like to credit and share my achievements with the Nodal Center as well. I hope to remain in touch with the faculties, with such people I have met in this journey, and I would be much more enthusiastic for any more event like this. Lastly, I would like to thank all the jury members who have been critical in correct places and shaped the Rama Yuga as it is today. I would be honored if listeners of this event would like to check out our game prepared and planned by our team members and by me. It is my pleasure to be on the same panel with dignitaries like Professor B.N. Raghunandan sir. So that's about it. Thank you for inviting me on this platform, and I wish all of you best of luck for your future endeavors. And this is Akarshan Agrawal signing off for the day. Ma'am, actually, I want to share my screen. I want to show my final product to the panel and to all the viewers. May I?
मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी द्रवहु सुदशरथ अजिर बिहारी राम में है सीता और सीता में है राम में है सीता और सीता में है राम नहीं भिन्न एक दूजे से एक प्राण दो देह दो नाम दो देह दो नाम दो देह दो नाम मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी द्रबहु सुदशरथ अजिर बिहारी सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय हो मंगल भवन
Sorry for the technical glitches.
Thank you for sharing your wonderful again from the Nodal Centers MVJ Engineering and all participants and yeah, the will I can say you.
Thank you, sir.
We are at the end of the event and we've seen some wonderful presentations by the winners. May I now request Principal of MVJ College of Engineering, Dr. P. Mahabaleshwarappa, to propose the vote of thanks.
Very good evening to one and all. Including of the Toycathon 2020 distinguished the Dr. A respected honorable Sri MJ Bhavendra, a respected vice principal for Brunda and head of Nodal 2020 MVJ College of Engineering, Bangalore. Respected registrar of examination of our institution, Professor Vaman Vigudi, respected evaluators, and very important attraction of this, the entire mega event is the young talented, the student participants of this mega event 2020. Indeed, it's my great privilege to propose the thanks of this concluding ceremony of the 2020. Our institution, our management, I sincerely express my humble thanks and gratitude to Dr. B.N. Raghunandan sir for sparing his valuable time in spite of his busy schedule to be a part of this concluding ceremony as Honorable Chief Guest of the 2021 to give an valedictory address on this occasion. Thank you very much, sir. We are really inspired by great works and sharing novel thoughts and lot of information, rightly, truly, the various toys, and through the good number of the stories and sharing also, doing also the living and the various the toys and the models with all of us, and the kind of pleasure it has been enjoyed with us on behalf of the institution and all, and behalf of from my submit my use. Thank you. I thank our beloved Honorable Chairman of the institution, Sri MVJ, for participating in this program. Thank you very much. I would like to thank to place on record our heartfelt thanks to an interministerial initiative organized by Ministry of Education, Innovation Cell, with support of All India Council for Technical Education, AICTE New Delhi, Ministry of Women and Child Development, Ministry of Commerce, and Ministry of Ministry of Information and Broadcast. Opportunity to even MVJ by Karnataka for the highest minister of IISc in a extent good support system. Organize this event very successfully. MVJ College of Engineering. Thanks. And even of this kind cannot and we started weeks ago. Minute and is dedicated IT support for the perfect logistics support extended and making this the mega event so beautifully and successful one. And all the arrangements and the planning, it has been taken care and executed all procedures very systematically without any issues. Thank you very much and for the entire team. I'm grateful to the for the presence and the wholehearted support extended by all evaluators. And it is really very difficult task. They have made it very fair evaluation of the performance of all the participants of this mega event. On behalf of our management and the entire institution, MVJ College of Engineering, I convey our thanks to all the evaluators for rendering such an valuable support in successful completion of this event. I wish to extend a thanks to all the organizing team student volunteers from the various departments who have associated in formulation and organizing the event in a very organized manner. All of them have joined voluntarily without any formal invite. Once again, I thank all of them for associating with this, our institution and the Nodal Center in organizing this, the event and making this event a meaningful and a grand success. Finally, I thank all the compliment all the student participants who have participated successfully with lot of spirit and enthusiasm, and all of them have showcased their hidden talents, creativity, and imagination in bringing out an most reliable and exciting toys, so that the children cannot only use to play around, but also it is going to be a support as an element of learning. I thank everyone who are responsible for the successful completion of this event Toycathon 2021 at our Nodal Center, MVJ College of Engineering, Bangalore. I thank all the media and everybody who has directly and indirectly supported and joined hands with our Nodal Center and our institution, MVJ College of Engineering, for successful completion of this mega event. Once again, on behalf of everyone, I thank everyone for joining with us in the valedictory and the concluding ceremony of this mega event. Thank you so much. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you. Thanks to all of you. And
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
Dr. Vrunda, you have taken a lot of effort, I know. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am. Especially, I would like to thank you once again.
Thank you.
So nice of you. So nice of you.